Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. His unbelievably true life story. Arnold Schwarzenegger is fucking, I don't know. I look him up, I hear people say things about him, and I am not disappointed to say I don't find the story unbelievable. At the same time, there were so many moments, I mean, any casual Audible listener, many understand how unbelievably long 24 hours is for a book. But his life story is sure as fuck so far beyond normal, and it's pretty obvious that he takes full responsibility for that. Dude, this guy isn't exactly a Terminator of anything but goals. Literally anything he wrote down, he just wrote them down consistently every fucking day, and he just fucking crushed every single one of them. And he knew he was gonna make them happen constantly. And I know like half the people watching this are gonna exit out of the fucking tab after hearing the rest of this sentence, but I honestly don't remember a time I ever saw a full movie he starred in, but I don't really think I have to appreciate the fuck out of this book. Regardless of maybe a similarity between the title and the actual movie, Total Recall, this book is like a straight up Total Recall. Like, it was so fucking specific. So many details are just, what the fuck? Since it's an autobiography, of course talked about his childhood, which was, I don't know, it sounded quite uncomfortable. He talked about being like physically abused by his dad. He talked about when he was like maybe 8 or 9, thinking big already. Bro, I'm gonna go to America. I don't know much about this, but it sounds pretty fucking cool. He's like, I'm gonna do something fucking big there. He just told everyone, and people were like, okay. From a young age, of course, he was very interested in women and money. His relationships with those two things grew quite a bit as he did too. He talks about how he got into bodybuilding, where that took him from Mr. Olympia to Mr. Universe, his business ventures. He was actually highly business and marketing minded. A lot of bodybuilders, actors, these people didn't seem to understand, the way he did, that nobody is really gonna give a fuck about your idea if it's not marketed to them effectively. He would for a while at least, until his acting career seriously took the fuck off. He would promote the living fuck out of all of his movies that he started. He would go to different countries everywhere for interviews and shit all around the world. He was just a really big thinker, just selling information products, laying bricks while he was bodybuilding. But he did those after his interest and results really began to take off. I mean, he kind of just took off with things all the time. He just picked one thing and just exploded at it, if that's even something people do. When I wrote this review, I was like, I'm gonna fucking write this review. And I just honestly exploded at it. He talked about all these competitions and shit, and after a while he was like, okay, I'm pretty fucking big, I'm gonna start acting now. So many directors were like, dude, this guy is fucking huge. He looks really weird, he has a really strange voice, and his last name is really fucking long and hard to spell. And he was like, I'm not gonna let a couple rejections stop me from starring in a movie in Hollywood. Like, really, if you think about the insignificance of like a couple rejections, who cares? It's just a fucking movie. If one of my biggest musical influences hears my music and looks me in the eyes and says, this is trash, don't ever make a song or listen to mine again, I would probably pretend to be sad after hearing it. And if I would be too sad after hearing it to pretend, I'd probably wake up the next day and make a song out of my feelings. This is addictive. He was addicted to work, by the way, but work was so fun to him, that's why. People are like, dude, I'm working 10 to 12 hours a day. I couldn't help but relate to this part. Arnold was like, bro, there are 24 hours in a day. This impression is weird. I don't know. I wish those 7 to 8 hours of sleep just weren't even necessary. I would get so much more done. At like 10 p.m., he would go to some meeting about like distribution for the new movie, and he's like energetic as fuck. But it's not even his diet and exercise, it's because he's just passionate and fucking full of life. He had a very fascinating relationship with a woman named Maria. He had an affair with her and ended it 14 years later, and he had a really fucking incredibly professional way of handling it. And dude, when he talked about her, I was like, whoa, I want to meet a girl like that. Because either I'm a lot like him in this regard, or, and if this is the case, I wouldn't be surprised, this alone may reinforce the belief that he is an excellent salesman. Life is sales. You think just because of his voice, or his bodybuilding career, or some other shit that he would make a lot of money from movies? Hell no. I mean, maybe, but dude, he was like a businessman at heart. He found it interesting because it involved big contributions to the world. It's like the bigger the better. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it just got bigger and bigger. The same thing with Warren Buffett in the Warren Buffett bio. In Total Recall, he actually speaks a little on his friendship with Warren and their conversations they had together. But I mean, Warren Buffett was a little bit different because he found investing and never left its side for something else, but Arnold is more of like a renaissance man. So he learned many things one at a time. But at some points I was like, dude, how big does this shit get? Like, does this snowball ever stop growing? I heard something interesting with his time as a governor, or governator as he and many people called it, about how he loved taking responsibility for such huge things. He liked being in and harnessing power, because that's an activity of growth for him that never seemed to stop. But he said with acting, you are responsible for entertaining millions of people for 2 hours. With governing a state like California, you're responsible for the lives of millions of people for several years. I also found it interesting how he was like listed as a Republican, but he had so many Democratic views. And it's like everybody seemed to agree with him in some aspect. He was in that sweet spot, you could say. The actual process and shit of him getting elected, being swayed towards running for governor, and everything beyond that was also pretty cool. When he talked about things like this, he would mention a lot of nuances within them too, which was fascinating. You get a little bit of insight from like experts and shit that were teaching him. And I think that's because he was on such a focused path, but at the same time, he was so able to keep an open mind. And I feel like that's so rare nowadays. And he summed up the whole thing at the end. I haven't heard anything similar to this in any autobiography I've gotten into, but he summed it up with a bunch of rules for success. I mean, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm not sure what you expect. Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. If there are any books you guys want me to check out and review, please let me know in the comments. If you guys checked out this book, let me know what you think about it. Did you like it? Did you resonate with it? How did it make you feel? I want to spark some dialogue here and get to know my audience a little. Make sure to leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. If you could turn on that little bell to receive a notification every time I drop a new video, that would mean the world to me. You guys can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.